Come one and come all. Why should you pay $10K for the classic flap? Well, if you've come here to boycott classic flaps or you want something similar, then I got you, sis. Today we will be discussing 3 bags at 3 different price points, so stick around to find your dream bag. Give this video a like, because if you liked it, then the simple act of liking this video will be like you voting to YouTube to show this video to other people. So go down and crush that like button. If you don't like the classic flap look but love the double grommets, then I understand you completely, because I used to never like classic flaps. But now I have one, but only because I love this color. And I told myself that if I ever did decide to buy a classic flap, it would be in this color, in the smaller size. And I did. And since then, it's sort of become a gateway drug for me, because I've started liking classic flaps more than never before. So sometimes I feel like things just become the way they are because you get used to it. But before I bought this, I looked at a bunch of alternatives, and I'm going to be sharing them with you today to decide which of these bags is your fave. And in my opinion, some of the bags that are in this video, to me, are even more beautiful than that classic flap bag. For everyone else, it's just a matter of preference. The first cha-ching I'll be showing you will be under $300. The second tier level cha-ching, as we will call it, is under $3 grand, and the third cha-ching, the most expensive option as an alternative, is actually Chanel, but it's still approximately half the prices of the current classic flap, with prices ranging between $3 to $5K. I talked about it in my History of Gucci video and my style analysis of House of Gucci movie, link in the description and title card, but Karl Lagerfeld was to Chanel what Tommy Ford was to Gucci. Karl Lagerfeld also designed the classic flap that we know today in the 80s by adding the interwoven leather chain and the CC logo. Karl Lagerfeld, aka the brand by him, developed the Agonist bag, which in some cases has a turnlock similar to the reissue Chanel bag, is quilted, and has the interwoven chain, and has the double grommet chain. This is what I mean by double grommets. 4 holes at the top so that there are 2 straps. The tweed version of the Agonist bag looks a lot like the Chanel tweed bag, and even this gold bag looks like their Egyptian Chanel bag from their Egyptian collection. The back pocket is generous and can actually fit stuff in it, compared to the Mona Lisa pocket of the classic flap, which I only use to stuff receipts when I'm out. It barely holds much. Not to mention, this is a single flap, which is also a pro, because with the classic flap, there are 2 flaps, which in your opening, you have to hold the second flap so it doesn't get in the way when you're getting into it. There is a mini, which is equivalent approximately to the small classic flap. There's a medium, which is equal to the medium classic flap, and there's a large, which is equal to the large/jumbo classic flap in the dimension. It's literally like a Chanel bag. They even have lambskin in versions of these, like Chanel lambskin. Arguably, this is not a Chanel dupe, but a legitimate Chanel bag. Or if you think about it, classic flap, is it actually a Karl Lagerfeld dupe? He pioneered all the elements that we see in classic flaps today. This bag would literally be the modern classic flap. The only thing that would make it otherwise is just the brand name Chanel that separates it. This is the closest dupe you'll ever get to a Chanel classic flap, because both are designed by the same person, and it's at the cheapest price out there. The mini costs $185, the medium costs $215, and the large costs just $279. I originally tried to buy this bag myself. I wanted it, and I looked at it before I bought the classic flap because I wanted a cheaper option, and I didn't like the design of the classic flap nearly as much as the design of this. I couldn't keep it though because I didn't like beige color that I bought, and it looked really different from the photos in person versus online. Just partly put me off how stiff the leather was, but this may be the bag for you as well. And this is the YSL tri-quilt/envelope bag, which comes in 3 sizes: small, medium, large. Dimensions even then are similar to the classic flap, and I was looking at the medium and they were literally very close in size. The leather itself usually comes in this pattern called grande poudre, which is rain, or aka powdered rain as it is translated in French, and it is like Chanel caviar, but it's actually way stiffer compared to my caviar classic flap, which I actually compare Chanel caviar versus lambskin in one of my videos. I'll link that in the description down below if you want to check that out as well. It's such a shame because it's so pretty and it makes me fall in love again with it as I look at it, and it's absolutely more beautiful than the classic flap in my opinion. It also has a back pocket, which is an amazing thing. It's not just a tiny little slit pocket, it's the entire width of the bag. Though it was pretty stiff, so you could probably only put like a few thinner things in there, but wider things at least. But it's also available in suede and in some cases calfskin, which is softer and more supple. It's better than the classic flap because it has a leather bit atop of the chain, which makes it so much more comfortable to wear on the shoulder. And it is a single flap, which, as we talked about before, helps you get into the bag without obstruction, and has double grommets at the top as well, so you can double the chain or wear it as a single chain on the shoulder or on your body crossbody. The prices for the small to large range from $22.90, $24.90, and $26.50. Now we get to the bougie part of this video. If you search for the Chanel Mademoiselle flat bag, you get a lot of options. Many of them are still way under the 5K mark that we're talking about, but in particular I mean this Mademoiselle bag. It makes me want to go buy one because it's a vintage find and there's various colors around, but I've seen a few blacks, and this being most common. Because it is vintage, it is going to be secondhand, but it's something that they've discontinued, so you can no longer find it in Chanel boutiques, and that makes it so special. I would not look down on it just because it's been used or vintage, because nowadays vintage and older things have been getting a lot of love. There's a lot of amazing things about vintage things that people who are buying new just sometimes do not see, because vintage is very special. In my opinion, I love this bag in design even more than the Chanel boy. It's very similar in that way. It's similar to the classic flap because it has the double grommet at the top, so you can wear it double strap or single strap. It has the leather interwoven chain, it is quilted, and it is actually Chanel, and it has that CC turn lock with a double flap underneath it as well, if you're literally crazy for the double flap. It has a leather bit at the top, which makes it better already than the classic flap because it's more comfortable to wear. And there's even this cute little detail where it has grommets that have Chanel written and engraved onto it, which is a cute little detail. The thing that I love most is the turn lock. It is stunning. The turn lock has an enamel filling with the metal that goes around it, and the enamel color matches the leather color of the bag. In the hardware itself, even the enamel itself has this wavy texture around it. This little detail of that bag just made me fall in love with it. At the time when I bought the classic flap, I did not know about this bag. If you look online for prices for this bag, I've seen them range from as little as $1 to $2 grand, but now typically I'm starting to see them around $3 grand. They may be sold for as much as $4 grand, depending on where you find it. If not, then the Mademoiselle flat bag, if you search it, comes up with a bunch of bags that look similar and are just as beautiful as the classic flap. So I'm sure you can always find a bag within this category of Mademoiselle flat bag that rivals the classic flap, and it is no way worse than the classic flap. If you hate Chanel price increases but love Chanel, then please smash that like button. Leave me a comment, which of these bags at these price points would you buy? Follow me on my Instagram, linked in the description as well as here. And if you want to support me as a fellow YouTube creator, please buy me a coffee on Patreon. I would love to make this a full-time endeavor for me, making YouTube videos about fashion and other related topics, because on my channel, we make videos about couture, style, and analysis, aka CSA. If you love couture, style, and analysis, then please go down and like and subscribe and turn on the bell to get your weekly notifications of a weekly CSA PSA out of the press weekly. As well, if you'd like to shop my closet, then please go down in the description down below and check out what I have to offer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and check out my classic flap review videos linked next below. Thank you all so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!